Nigeria has about 34 million hectares of arable ready-to-farm land. At an annual average growth rate of 3.35%, Nigeria's latest livestock production index stands at 118.9 from below 25.0 in 1960. Yet, 90 million Nigerians live below poverty line. Nigeria produces only 30% of her poultry meat requirements, and the statistics is not so different for other commodities. Fresh ideas, technology, and the right policy is required to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal of Zero Hunger.
Well, I grew up from a very humble background. We're living in a room, 8 of us, in a single-room apartment in K2. Moving down here to Ikorodu, a very rural communities. My mom couldn't go to work again because we have a child. Our last one is physically challenged. He has autism, and the challenges was so much. But so my first trip out of West Africa, my mother borrowed money to put me on that particular flight. To mention, I was raised by a single mother. My father left us about 19 years ago. I am Sipasi Olalekan the founder of ProjectOzone Sustainable Livelihood Initiative. I studied animal production and health at the Federal University of Technology, Akure, in Ondo State. I proceeded for my master's at the University of Ibadan in Oyo State. Sipasi Olalekan is from Ondo State, Nigeria. What can you say to the fact that we have about 65% of the world arable land, yet we are still complaining about hunger, extreme hunger, and hidden poverty in our country, even though we know that we can't do without having poverty in the land, but having extreme poverty in a country such as Nigeria doesn't make sense to us. We have millions of youth in Nigeria. We can actually produce food effectively, managing spaces, even in the city like we are doing in Lagos. So I'm very happy that you guys are one of our trainees. Of course, probably you'll be training me. You have some things also we need to learn from you guys. I started poorly academically. I was actually failing heavily, but I discovered that I was actually very good with what I do with my hand, raising of animals and growing of crops. So I challenged myself that, Sipasi, you can do better with your life. So I decided to pick up a master's form in the University of Ibadan. So after that, I asked myself a question. I said, Sipasi, if you are you, can you employ you? I decided to concentrate on what I know how to do best, training people on how to alleviate poverty through my strength, which is agriculture. In 2017, the US government funded us to train about 20 youth in sustainable smart city agriculture. I was awarded the US Consular General's Award and the Nigerian-American Partnership Award. In 2018, the US government multiplied the funds by 2. Currently, the German government is sponsoring the training, and since then, I've been moving from one level to another. I discovered that the lower I go into my community, the higher I go in the world.
Brother Jumble, why you dey fumble? This is Kakaro, she don't change her bottle. You no need to dey suffer to send money, oh. Careful, make you down the number 899. they stand for life. 894. It is safe and secure. 894. For me. 894. For you. 894. There's a number that could change your whole world. 894. It no matter if you don't get data. 894. Just pick your phone and dial the number. 894 for me. 894 for you. 894 for Niger.
Dial star 894 hash to get started. Powered by First Bank.
This is our 50% water-saving irrigation kit, right? It is constructed using local content initiative, which means something that we can all reckon with. You will discover that all the irrigation kits you might have seen, they water plants from above. You see water, coming up, and let me tell you, about 75% to 80% of that water for irrigation goes out as a runoff water, right? So the plant don't get to use them, it washes away the nutrient of the farm and what have you. But here in Lagos State, within Lagos State, we are trying as much as possible to create a system to conserve the water and to make it accessible for the plants only. This particular irrigation kit, we have it buried under the soil this way. We have it inside, buried inside. Because of the mosquito net we have there, it will hold the soil from going into the irrigation kit, and through capillary movement, the water would come up when the plant needs them alone. So let's take a look at one of the irrigation kits, the way it's working. We have our irrigation kit in the soil. Do you get that? Then you have your vegetables there. All you need to do is to open. So one irrigation kit will take about 40 liters of water. One support I gained from my mother, and I will forever appreciate her for. My mother never sent me out to look for money I don't have. She never sent me out to look for a job in order to feed her. She always encouraged me, even though when she doesn't have the money. She sent me for my master's degree in the University of Ibadan. It's challenging, so I decided to utilize what I have to get what I want. So going around our facility, our demonstration site was actually meant to be a primary school, which my mom was putting up, but she was unable to continue with it. And I sold the dream of ProjectOzone to her. She handed over the facility to us, and from then we've been doing very well.
There was a period when he was traveling, first time of traveling, all the shoe for my business, all the money, I spent everything without knowing that the reward is coming from God. So my advice to the parents is that they don't overlook. When the children are stubborn, you should try all your best. Don't leave them that, well, it's left for you. You use your life as you want it. Because if I've done that then, where will I be today? Thank God you are the first in the house. Once you have achieved, I know all the children, they will follow you. And thank God today, it did not disappoint me.
We also do what we call Sac Farming. A lot of building are going on in Lagos. Some people, they have their compound with concrete and what have you. They believe they can't farm with that. It actually makes our youth more interested in agriculture when they see breeds that are short and they grow in a very good amount of time. We use a model called Sac Farming and vehicle tire farming. We call that mobile kitchen garden. That is, we use our tire for agricultural purposes. These are things we have physically on our demonstration site. Even the sac farming, we grow a whole lot of vegetables, from the sac farm, and it is actually very lucrative. And we combat malnutrition through our processes and our model in ProjectOzone.
The reason why I joined this NGO is because, I mean, from the onset, everybody needs food to survive. Currently, we have some issues with food based on the way they close the border and all that. So without agriculture, I mean, we will not survive, we won't go far. So I love what I'm doing, and it's a great opportunity for me because I've had a lot of experience. I can do some things on my own. I can grow vegetables, I can rear chickens and other things very, very necessary.
And also, as part of our sustainable model, we have a poultry facility. You know, so many people believe that you can't raise poultry while you are in Lagos, in a residential community. Where we are seated right now, we have over 200 birds in this particular area. And I mean, it's within the city, even though we're in Ikorodu. And we are doing it in such a way that you can't perceive any smell. We use our waste from the poultry we compost it, you know, to feed into our vegetable farms again. You know, these are things we do. In 2015, I was invited by ECHO, Education Concern for Hunger Organization, to Tanzania to train farmers in my second degree project, the effect of evaporative cooling on milk production of dairy cattle. Let me explain a bit. Holstein Friesian, which is an hybrid, can produce about 60 liters of milk per day, but our own White Fulani, which is a dwarf purpose cattle for meat and milk, produces about an average of about 2.5 liters per day. So I designed my master's project around that particular problem, and I was invited to Tanzania to train Maasai farmers. So on my way to Tanzania, I flew an airline. On getting to Bole International Airport in Ethiopia, the airliner said, "Thank you for using our airline. On behalf of each passenger on board, we are planting a tree." On our way back to Nigeria, funnily, they said, "Thank you for using our airline. Next time you are going out of Nigeria, kindly consider our airline," without a promise of planting a tree. So I was challenged as an agriculturist. I discovered that this is actually in my field. So I studied around it. I felt this was a problem and I need to fix it as an active citizen. So I went back to school during my master's degree. I brought volunteers together and we started campaigning on climate change, and we went to rural communities. We gather seeds of trees. You know, we come to Lagos and rural communities to distribute. So we sat together again and said, okay, this is a problem. How can we get people to really plant these trees? So we discovered that tree planting in itself is not holistic. You know, it's not sustainable. We need to create a sustainable means, you know, around the tree planting. So we decided to do climate smart agriculture, which includes food production and tree planting. I sat with my team, I said, come, we've been doing this as volunteers, so what can we call ourselves? And they said, Sipasi, what are we doing? We are planting trees to protect the ozone. Okay, let's name our organization ProjectOzone. So we named it ProjectOzone, and along the line, we discovered that the sustainability bit was not there. Let's add a bit of livelihood to it. So we added the agricultural bit to it. In a bit of sustainability, we decided to add the practical bit to whatever we do in ProjectOzone, because a lot of organizations are doing a lot of trainings, campaigns, awareness raising, advocacy without the practical aspect of it. So in ProjectOzone Sustainable Livelihood Initiative, we run a demonstration farm, still under construction, and we are really making a whole lot of sense from it. So we run what we call precision agriculture and climate smart agricultural practices, showing people on how to use little spaces. The first award we got was the Eden Eco Hero Award. Eden Eco Hero, I mean the ecology, so environment. So Eden Eco Hero Award from South Korea. You know, we started this project and we never knew that there's actually benefits to it. So we got nominated by Samsung Engineering in South Korea, on the Hidden Eco Hero Award. That is those that are working to improve our environment, but they are hidden. Of course, as at that time in 2015, we're hidden, nobody knows us. Then to move up on from that, the work got me into Carrington Youth Fellowship Initiative of the US Consulate in Lagos, where they selected about 25 youths to be on that particular training. And my team of 4 persons, we decided to do an agricultural project with ProjectOzone here. And at the end of the training, we got the Best Project Award, which gave us the Nigerian American Partnership Award. And also, because of my commitment on that particular project, I also got the same year the Best Participant Award, which is tagged the US Consul General's Award. Moving on from that, I was selected to participate in YALI, Young African Leaders Initiative of West African region, where the US government, Department of State, sent us to GIMPA, Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, on a 6-week training. That is the longest, as at then, I've ever spent out of my country. And after the training, I got the Lions Award because of my participation and dedication to what I do on that particular training. Coming back to Nigeria, I was nominated by Leap Africa to be on the SIP Fellowship, and it was an amazing fellowship. After that, moving on, I got onto One Africa, where we campaign against poverty and malnutrition in Nigeria. In 2017, One in Africa sent me to the G20 Summit in Germany, where I contributed to a charter, Berlin Charter, tagged Creating Opportunities with the Young Generation of the Rural World. And it was focused on agriculture and how we can develop the agricultural part of this continent, Africa. That actually exposed me a lot. And earlier this year, I was invited by CTA, Center for Technical Agriculture, to partake in some future writing in the Netherlands, Wageningen in the Netherlands, which was amazing, and I was able to contribute from what I do here into that. Over the years, currently the US government has given me several awards, the Civic Engagement Award in Ibadan, Owerri, Lagos, and recently from Port Harcourt. In 2018, I was nominated for the Future Awards Africa. I was nominated in 2017, I didn't get it. But in 2018, I was nominated again and I got it. That was big. It's not about all the awards, I can't remember all. It's not about the awards, but it's a testament that we can do better what we started doing, and there is reward, great reward in hard work.
My name is Sipasi Olalekan Founder. I am a first-class material.